Okay guys, before we start today's video, I just want to give a huge shout out to Adventures Archery Lakeland and a huge thank you to everyone there. You guys just treated me like family since I walked in the door. It's been an incredible experience so far. Jared, even bigger shout out to you, bro. Really appreciate it. You kind of took me in under your little wing, you know, you put me right there, and it's been really fun so far. Without any more rambling on, let's get into today's video. What's up guys, it's Hudson B, and today we're picking up my new bow. I actually bought this bow a little while ago. Archery is just one of those things that I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it for a long time, so I didn't want to spend a bunch of money and buy one of these brand new 2020 bows. So I picked up an older, as you can see by the hat, I picked up an older Hoyt. I joined Team Hoyt, guys. I know Hoyt and Matthews are neck and neck, but I got persuaded by my man Jared up here to stick with the Hoyt. It's actually a 2011 Rampage XT. It's a very solid bow. I bought the bow bare and brought it up here and had Jared hook it up. It's all budget build, but it's gonna function. So he called me and said, hey, your bow's ready. I'm putting on the finishing touches. If you wanna show up, we'll get you set up, get you measured, get you tuned in and ready to rock and roll. Guys, Jared has informed me that my bow is pretty well put together.
Dude, it's new bow time.
Yeah, it's new bow time. Guys, I'm like ridiculously excited to get into this. You guys know I was shooting a $20 bow that I bought off a buddy, and my man here has absolutely hooked it up. We've got new sight, new rest, D-loop, quiver, everything that I need to be able to be absolutely lethal out in the woods.
So now we got to kind of double check that fitment to you, but let's measure out your draw length real quick and see if we can get this thing adjusted.
What do you want me to do?
All right, man, I'm gonna have you stand like this with your finger up against the wall. We got to get your wingspan.
Like this here, yeah?
Yes. And then we just divide that by 2.5 to figure out your draw length. Relax those shoulders. All right, all good. Dude, it's like a really big wingspan.
For setting up the actual bow, this is a 29-inch draw max bow, okay? So we had to sneak that other ½ inch into the grip. That's actually what a lot of really long wingspan guys such as myself, I mean, I'm almost 6'2". I'm a tall guy, which means my wingspan is kind of ridiculous. But lucky on that point, we don't have to adjust anything on draw length. We just threw that thinner grip in there and that'll set that up. What's next?
Next, we're gonna adjust this peep height for you. And we're also gonna check your form at the same time.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go through it and basically make sure that you bullet holes through paper.
All right, so now we're just measuring draw form.
Yep. Let's go ahead and drop back. Anchor up how you normally would. See if we can get to the center of these tip holes.
There?
Yep.
Feel good there.
Does it need to come down?
Am I sitting level like I should be?
That front arm's a little bit high.
Yeah, she's sitting about where it should be, honestly. There it goes. It always scares me, is backing out on something like that, because I don't want it to jump out and like kill somebody.
That was me bumping it down
just a hair. That feels better than the way it was before, for sure.
So now we do the tie-in on that.
Did you see that camping video yet?
Actually, I haven't yet, but I just got the notification for it.
See guys, he's part of the notification squad. That's where you need to be. Because good like 70% of my video, like my views, are from people that are not subscribed. Please go subscribe and turn that bell on. It helps your boy out big time, so we can go do some sick content with this bow. Maybe you know, take down a whitetail or two, maybe some of those, you know.
Rhinoceros.
Yeah, we're gonna go hunt some rhino deer. So literally just right through the middle, huh?
Draw anchor. Shot up just a little bit higher.
This one? Pretty spot on, yeah?
Pretty spot on.
That's what I like to hear.
One shot paper tune.
Ooh, yeah, baby. I'm telling you, I was born for this. Yeah.
It's on.
All right, guys, the next step is we're gonna sight this bow in at 20 yards. That is actually the indoor range length here. And then I'm gonna have to do like 40, 50, 60, out on my own, outdoors. I may actually go link up with him and do an outdoor shoot and get that dialed in. But in here, we're limited to 20, so we're gonna get her.
It's nice to shoot in the air conditioning.
Yeah, that part. Actually, like, I'm gonna start coming up here and shooting more often because of that. It's so hot out here, it's not even funny. All right, we're gonna find out how much she's worth here.
Tip your nose.
All right.
On your trigger control, find that trigger and then set her off. So,
okay.
Like rest that finger weight on the trigger, and then all it takes is a little bit to set it going. That'll help you out when you start shooting for it. There you go. That looks a lot better.
That felt a lot better.
That one hit the white too.
Yeah. But this is really weird, guys. I'm actually walking with the whole tripod because I don't want to take it off and walk with it. So carrying this giant tripod. You try to hide it. So yeah, that is first round here. I'm all over the middle, so there's not really a whole lot we need to do. So I'm just gonna shoot a couple more arrows. He pulled it out so you couldn't see it. That was my first one. That's that those first shot.
Boy, look good.
Those first shot jitters.
All right, guys. So after that first group, we're just kind of looking to see maybe what we can improve upon. But what I was telling Hudson is when we're focusing, looking through our sight, our hard focus, since we can only focus on one thing at a time, I told him kind of put your vision right here on this X. So when we're 20 yards away, looking at a target, we want to be able to kind of pick out a specific point on this target. That's where we're aiming for, you know, what we're trying to hit. So it doesn't do us a whole lot of good to have a hard focus on this little pin when we're aiming for an X 20 yards away. So hard focus here, soft focus on your pin. That's a hell of a group.
Yeah, it's just not where it needs to be.
We can adjust for that, man. We're gonna need like a stunt double archer.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna have somebody else come in and take all the shots.
6 to 8 seconds after full draw. We roll in?
Yeah.
Are we riding dirty?
No, we're rolling. I'm talking Limp Bizkit style.
6 to 8 seconds.
Yeah, that was more like 2 to 3.
Don't let that anchor float, which means like you'll feel it.
I feel the nose, but I can't figure out
to the
where.
side of the nose, if you can get that thing to where you'll feel it like pop into place. So where you're at right now, if you just pull your arm just a little bit further behind you so your string drags down your face a little bit, and
so
you'll feel it like
shades
pop.
for me.
Yeah, a little bit. You go with the grain. See how it's in the center of your nose now? You gotta go between them strolls.
So it needs to go here.
Yeah.
I keep thinking I need to put it here.
No. Ah, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we can take the camera down there for the grouping. Now that I'm not all over the place.
We're warmed up now. That grouping, ton better. So we're looking for under 2 inches at 20 yards. Once we cleaned up our form a little bit, things got pretty cherry, brother.
Yeah, these guys here are good. I had my cheek pressed into the string on this one, he told me, so that caused that guy to travel left.
You were trying to eat your string on this one. Woo! This little ladder we just built, so they're all pretty good left to right, but if our anchor point's like just a little bit higher or a little bit lower at 20 yards, you know, we're gonna start traveling like an inch.
But at 100 yards.
At 100 yards, you know, not that we would shoot an animal that far, but it's gonna be, yeah, huge difference. So that's just that much more focus on picking that common spot for your anchor point, and that'll tighten up our height changes.
And then, I mean, that's just something that I need to work on by shooting.
So many people they get tore up on like aiming and think their aim's bad or their bow's floating around, but most of the time it's just finding that common place back here on your anchor and don't let that thing float.
I smoked that deer, bro. I'm gonna take him home, get the back straps.
It's like watching your child, who is a butterfly, finally come out of the cocoon. This is amazing.
That's a hard shot right there, baby.
What I'm saying is you're a butterfly.
right, guys, and that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Big shout out to Adventures Archery Lakeland, and huger shout out to my boy Jared here. He kind of came out on a limb, didn't know who I was, and hooked it up, to say the least. He's been coaching me, teaching me, and hopefully come whitetail season, we're going to go
That's like next week, so
depending
we got a lot to do in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I have to get good in hours.
Dude, I feel like you got some content.
I can't wait. And then I might have something in the works for some fish catching that we might get to go do. Yeah, he's gonna help me out with the whole archery thing, and I'm gonna take him out and put him on some fish. So without further ado, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.